All right. I am very excited about this bass simply because John Carruthers, who I've known since I was literally 17 years old, and one of the two guys I consider geniuses in the world of luthiery, um, he took the pickup from this instrument and gave me the sound I'm looking for. This is a 1971 Fender Telecaster bass, and it has the wide range humbucker pickup in it that was a Seth Lover design and is relatively, renowned for that. But it really was almost a copy of the Mudbucker that they used in the EBO basses and from Gibson, and they were always just muddy, really full but very muddy and dark sounding with way too much gain. These were even more crazy. This pickup actually, when we measured it, it was like 25 ohms. That's like really crazy overwound. They push the signal so far that you start to get distortion. They're very dark sounding, not really all that usable for most things. They recorded okay, but when it comes down to usable tone for live situations, it's just not the best thing as a single pickup. If you had a second pickup, they can kind of blend together and you get a better sound out of it. But this one was all original, and I went to John just saying, well, what can I do to, can we unwind the pickup and rewind it at a lower, ohm rating? And he had the great idea of running the two coils in parallel instead of series, which they are, and from the factory. And he didn't really do much in the way of modification other than to just run a couple of connecting wires to connect the coils in a different way so that they're going in parallel and grounding it slightly differently. And it worked wonders. It basically did exactly what he said it would do. Each coil itself was at about 11, a little over 11 ohms. And when you run them in parallel, you basically are still maintaining the hum canceling characteristics of having the two coils. So the bass is completely silent, but what it does is it effectively cuts down your ohm rating to, I think I'm about 6.5 or 6.25 at this point. So it's literally 25% of what it was, which is actually very close to an early 60s P bass. Those pickups tended to be underwound, and they were usually between 6.25 to maybe 7.25 in their ohm rating, and that's why they sound so good. They get better top end clarity, and it's just not so muddy and woofy. And that's exactly what just a couple of jumper wires did to this pickup without doing any major modification. It's all reversible stuff, but John had the sense and the knowledge to basically take care of the issue without having to rewind the pickup or do anything like that. And it actually totally changed the bass to sound great. It sounds like a really good P bass now. Still got some of the characteristics of the Tele bass, where it's, you know, meaty and has a you know, a really good vintage tone to it. It's just clearer now, and rings better. You got more piano-like tone out of it. It's just a fantastic way to solve an issue, because these are great basses. This bass plays really good. The action's fantastic on it. The neck is straight as could be. Truss rod has minimal tension on it. I really like the look of these basses. They're great looking instruments. I love the headstock, Tele headstock, and I like this old, you know, original P bass style body. And you know, this one's not too heavy. It feels great, but it was always an issue with the pickups, and nobody makes a replacement pickup for it. I've called multiple manufacturers. Nobody actually does it. You can get, for the guitar, for the wide range, you know, humbucker, they make them, you know, from different companies, but nobody made the bass ones. The only thing you get was another one from Fender, and it's basically a copy of this original one, and it's muddy too, just a darker sound. So John totally saved the day. If you know, if you want to take a great bass that just doesn't have quite the sound you want, he can do this modification on the pickup, and it really just saved an instrument that I was wondering, you know, should I keep it or not? And now I love it. Sounds great, and that pickup, yeah, it's the same pickup. Everything's the same. I didn't have to modify any of the look or anything like that. It's all in the same hole. Just a couple of little jumper wires. That's all it took. John's kind of a genius. Well, he's definitely a genius. And I appreciate, you know, a guy like that who's been around the block a lot more than I have and knew an immediate fix for my problem. Thanks, John.